Stop reaching for plain water when the sun goes down. I know that sounds counterintuitive. Water is essential. Hydration is something every health professional preaches. But if you're past 60 and you're dragging yourself out of bed 2, 3, sometimes 4 times every single night, that innocent glass of water sitting on your nightstand could actually be working against you. And before you think it, if I drink anything in the evening, I'll be running to the bathroom even more. The answer is actually no. When you pick the right beverage at the right moment and use it correctly, you can stay asleep, deeply asleep, straight through the night without a single interruption. My name is Cenat. Before medicine became my life's work, I was just another aging body struggling through restless nights, dragging through foggy mornings, and searching for answers that nobody seemed to have. I had to become my own test subject to figure out what genuinely worked. And here's what I found. I had already mastered fluid timing, drinking the bulk of my water during the morning and early afternoon, cutting off all liquids 2 hours before bed. The nighttime wake-ups dropped noticeably. But the sleep itself still wasn't restorative. I still opened my eyes in the morning feeling like I hadn't rested at all. My thinking was still cloudy. After years working inside cardiac operating rooms, I understood firsthand how tightly poor sleep and heart health are connected. But now I was experiencing that connection in my own body. That's when something clicked. The issue wasn't water itself. The issue was the kind of water I was consuming in the evening hours. Plain water isn't harmful, but it isn't helpful for sleep either. It bypasses every system that could benefit from it and heads straight to your bladder, pulling you out of deep sleep right around 3 in the morning. I've spoken before about when to drink, why loading up on fluids early in the day makes such a difference. Today, I want to talk about what to drink in the evening as a replacement for plain water. 5 specific beverages ranked from most commonly known to most powerfully effective. And drink number 1, the one I almost dismissed entirely, didn't just deepen my sleep. It helped rebuild my muscles, restore my collagen, and left my legs feeling noticeably lighter when I woke up. Stay with me all the way through because you could start feeling the difference as early as tonight. Let me be clear about something first. Plain water during the day? Absolutely drink it. It's irreplaceable for kidney function, nutrient transport, and cellular hydration. But once evening arrives, plain water offers your sleep cycle absolutely nothing. It doesn't ease your nervous system, it doesn't warm you from the inside. It contains none of the compounds your body requires to enter and sustain deep sleep. No magnesium, no glycine, no tryptophan. And here's the deeper issue. After your 60th birthday, your body handles water differently. Anti-diuretic hormone, the compound that signals your kidneys to hold water during sleep, declines with age. Melatonin production also steadily falls off. Your bladder grows more reactive, firing off signals earlier and earlier, yanking you out of the deepest stages of rest. And once you're awake at that hour, falling back under is a whole separate battle. So the answer isn't to stop drinking in the evening altogether. The answer is to upgrade what you're drinking. Choose beverages that carry magnesium to release muscle tension, glycine to quiet the brain, tryptophan for your body to convert into melatonin, or plant-based compounds that dial down stress and reinforce your natural sleep rhythm. These drinks won't pressure your bladder prematurely. They won't shock your stomach. And when consumed correctly, they help your body hold on to just enough hydration to carry you through the night, rather than funneling it straight to your bladder. The best part? You don't need much. 1 small glass, right timing, right ingredients. That alone can shift everything after just 1 night. Now let's get into the 5 evening drinks that can replace plain water. Each one shares a common thread. They're not just liquid. They deliver targeted nutrients that guide your body from a state of alertness into one of genuine rest. Drink number 5, warm, unsweetened almond milk. A lot of people still believe that only cow's milk carries sleep benefits, but after 60, as your digestive system becomes increasingly sensitive to lactose, almond milk actually becomes the smarter and more effective alternative. And what surprises most people is that just 1 small warm glass can lead to deeper, less interrupted sleep in older adults. It comes down to 2 natural components. Magnesium quiets the nervous system by slowing down overactive excitatory receptors in the brain, releasing muscle tension, and easing your body into a state ready for sleep. Tryptophan is an amino acid that acts as the building block for serotonin, the compound that produces a sense of calm and relaxation. As night falls, serotonin gets converted into melatonin, the primary hormone that pulls you into deep sleep and keeps you there. A 2014 study in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences produced striking findings. Adults who consumed almond milk twice daily over 2 weeks gained an average of 22 additional minutes of deep sleep per night. They woke up less frequently, and they reported feeling sharper and more refreshed in the morning. On top of that, unsweetened almond milk won't spike your blood sugar, won't cause bloating, and stays very low in calories. Important considerations for older adults dealing with prediabetes or nighttime digestive sensitivity. For best results, choose a version with zero added sugar or flavorings. Warm between 120 and 150 milliliters. Drink it 60 to 90 minutes before lying down. A light pinch of cinnamon on top adds gentle flavor and quietly supports overnight circulation. It looks like a simple glass of milk, but what it's actually doing is nourishing your nervous system while reinforcing your body's biological sleep rhythm. Drink number 4, chamomile tea. You don't need a prescription. Sometimes a single cup of the right tea is all it takes to silence the overactive signals in your brain and guide you into natural, undisturbed sleep. Chamomile tea contains zero caffeine, carries no risk of dependency, but delivers a genuinely powerful calming effect through a compound called apigenin. Apigenin is a plant-based flavonoid that binds directly to GABA receptors in the brain, the receptors responsible for regulating anxiety, physical tension, and your sleep-wake cycle. When apigenin activates them, brain excitability slows, your heart rate softens, and your entire nervous system begins shifting toward rest. You may notice your eyelids growing heavy, your thoughts losing their urgency, your breathing becoming deeper and more even. A 2015 clinical study published in the Journal of Advanced Nursing followed women over 65 who drank chamomile tea every evening for 2 consecutive weeks. The outcomes were clear. Time to fall asleep shortened by an average of 16 minutes. Nighttime awakenings fell by more than 30% compared to those who didn't drink tea. And 80% of participants described waking up to noticeably deeper, more satisfying sleep. Unlike pharmaceutical sleep aids that essentially knock your brain offline, chamomile works with your body, delivering a soft, natural cue that it's time to wind down. No struggle, no residual grogginess. To use it properly, steep 1 chamomile tea bag in hot water for 5 to 7 minutes. Let it cool to a comfortable warmth, then sip it slowly, 45 to 60 minutes before bed. A thin slice of ginger or a few drops of pure vanilla can add warmth to the flavor. Just skip the honey or sugar, especially if blood sugar is something you monitor. Drink number 3, tart cherry juice. This one surprises almost everyone, but tart cherry juice holds something that no other beverage on this list has: actual, ready-to-use melatonin, not tryptophan that your body needs to convert into serotonin and eventually into melatonin, not a precursor, real melatonin, available for immediate use the moment it enters your system. Tart cherries are among the very few natural food sources where melatonin appears in concentrations meaningful enough to genuinely affect sleep. A 2010 study in the Journal of Medicinal Foods tracked adults who drank tart cherry juice twice daily over 2 weeks. Their total sleep time increased by an average of 84 minutes, not 8, 84. A follow-up study in 2012, published in the European Journal of Nutrition, confirmed that tart cherry juice significantly elevated melatonin levels in the bloodstream and improved both sleep quality and duration. Beyond the melatonin, tart cherries are loaded with anti-inflammatory compounds, a particularly important benefit for older adults who deal with joint discomfort at night, the kind that pulls them awake at 3 or 4 in the morning. Let me tell you about one of my patients. I'll call him Richard, 71 years old, retired engineer from Ohio. He had cycled through everything: chamomile, warm milk, melatonin capsules from the pharmacy, still waking up 2 or 3 times a night, still starting every morning feeling like sleep never came. When I brought up tart cherry juice, he was skeptical. Fruit juice as a sleep remedy? But after 1 week, he walked back in looking like a different person. His words: "I only woke up once and I was back asleep in minutes. That hasn't happened in 5 years." To use it effectively, select 100% pure tart cherry juice with absolutely no added sugar. Pour about 60 to 90 milliliters. If the tartness is too sharp for you, dilute it with a splash of warm water. Drink it 60 to 90 minutes before bed. One note of caution: tart cherries can interact with certain blood-thinning medications. If you're on blood thinners, speak with your physician before adding this to your routine. Drink number 2, golden milk, turmeric with black pepper. Let me ask you something. Have you ever laid in bed with nothing specific weighing on your mind? No looming worries, nothing urgent, but still couldn't switch off? Heart still slightly elevated? Brain still buzzing? Body exhausted but unable to actually let go? That's elevated cortisol, the stress hormone. And when cortisol is still circulating at bedtime, even without a conscious sense of anxiety, your brain stays in a low-level alert state. Your heart rate won't drop. Melatonin won't release properly. You'll lie there confused, wondering why your body refuses to surrender to rest. As a cardiologist, I want you to understand what this means beyond the bedroom. Sustained elevated cortisol doesn't just disrupt your sleep, it creates continuous pressure on your heart and blood vessels throughout the night, every night, compounding year after year. This is precisely why cardiovascular disease and poor sleep are so consistently found together. So how do you bring cortisol down before bed? Naturally. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, is one of the rare natural substances capable of regulating the HPA axis, the communication network between your brain, pituitary gland, and adrenal glands, where stress hormones are produced and controlled. When properly absorbed, curcumin reduces cortisol output, strengthens GABA activity, and calms the prefrontal cortex, the region of the brain that tends to stay lit up when you're trying to fall asleep. The catch is that curcumin absorbs poorly on its own. That's where black pepper steps in. Piperine, found in black pepper, activates gut enzymes that increase curcumin absorption by 7 to 8 times. Combine that with warm milk, and the calming effect on your nervous system arrives faster. A 2019 study in phytotherapy research followed adults who took curcumin nightly for 4 weeks. Cortisol levels dropped by an average of 23%. Simultaneously, deep sleep and overall sleep quality improved significantly as confirmed by brainwave measurements. To make it, combine half a teaspoon of pure turmeric powder with a small pinch of black pepper into 150 milliliters of warm milk. Almond, oat, or walnut milk all work well. Sip it slowly, about 1 hour before lying down. Don't make the blend too concentrated and avoid drinking it on a completely empty stomach. This isn't just a sleep drink. It quietly reduces systemic inflammation, eases nighttime joint ache, and supports your body's recovery processes throughout the night. Drink number 1, dissolved gelatin or bone broth. This is the drink I almost passed over entirely. You've probably heard of gelatin in the context of joint health or skin elasticity, but almost nobody discusses the fact that gelatin contains an amino acid that may be the single most powerful natural sleep compound available to people over 60. That amino acid is glycine. Glycine does things that nothing else on this list can replicate. It gently lowers your resting heart rate. It reduces your core body temperature, a critical biological trigger that signals the brain it's time to enter sleep mode. And it amplifies slow-wave brain activity, the specific brainwave pattern associated with the deepest, most restorative stage of sleep, dreamless, uninterrupted, truly regenerative. A 2007 study published in the journal Neuropsychopharmacology showed remarkable outcomes with just 3 grams of glycine taken before bed. Participants fell into deeper sleep, woke up less frequently, and, most significantly, reported waking in the morning feeling genuinely clear and refreshed rather than groggy. Here's the critical distinction. Glycine doesn't force unconsciousness the way sleeping pills do. Pharmaceutical sleep aids knock you out, but the sleep they produce isn't truly restorative. You wake up feeling heavy and foggy. Glycine works differently. It helps your body move naturally through the sleep cycle. No forcing, no side effects. This makes it especially valuable for people who sleep enough hours on paper, but still open their eyes in the morning feeling like they never rested. And here's what I really want you to take in. Gelatin also stimulates collagen production during sleep, supports muscle recovery, and maintains joint integrity. After 60, your body's ability to perform these repairs has slowed considerably. Gelatin helps fill that gap. That's why I call this drink more than a sleep aid. It's a full recovery tool, and you can feel the evidence the next morning. Lighter legs, less morning stiffness, a sharper, more alert mind. With gelatin, dissolve 1 teaspoon of unflavored gelatin in about 120 milliliters of warm water. Stir until completely dissolved. Sip slowly, 30 to 45 minutes before bed. With bone broth, Choose a low-sodium variety. Warm it gently, don't let it thicken too much. Drink it alone, without food alongside it for better absorption. Slow-simmered bone broth carries not just gelatin and glycine, but also proline and a range of minerals that calm the gut, nourish the joints, and provide steady, sustained hydration through the night. This is the one I nearly ignored because I thought it was too basic. Now it's part of my routine every single evening. Now you know the 5 drinks. But knowing what to drink is only one side of the equation. The other side is how to drink it. Here are 6 tips that ensure you get the benefits without triggering nighttime trips to the bathroom. Tip 1. Keep your portion to 100 to 150 milliliters. 1 small teaspoon of gelatin in warm water, half a glass of almond milk, a single modest cup of chamomile. Each amount delivers enough nutrients to support sleep without pressuring your bladder. Drinking more won't enhance the effect, it'll only wake you up sooner. Tip 2. Drink 60 to 90 minutes before lying down, not while you're already in bed. Treat it as a winding down ritual after dinner. Once you've finished, brush your teeth and use the bathroom one final time. An empty bladder going into sleep is one of the most underrated sleep tools there is. Tip 3. Favor drinks that are low in liquid volume but dense in nutrients. Gelatin, golden milk, and almond milk are ideal. They relax you while keeping moisture bound to muscle and nerve tissue, rather than routing it directly to your bladder. Tip 4. Build a consistent bathroom routine at the same time each night. Your bladder responds to training. Help it relearn a regular rhythm and it will gradually develop the capacity to hold fluid through the night without urgency or discomfort. Tip 5. Sip slowly. Spread your drink across 10 to 15 minutes. Breathe steadily as you drink. This improves absorption and prevents your bladder from being hit with a sudden surge of liquid all at once. Tip 6. Introduce 1 drink per week. Week 1, try almond milk. Week 2, try gelatin. Everyone responds differently, and testing one at a time lets you clearly identify what genuinely works for your body, without confusion or unnecessary discomfort. You don't need sleeping pills. You don't need to force an early bedtime, and you certainly don't need to resign yourself to another night of lying awake staring at the ceiling. Sometimes the shift that changes everything is a small one. 1 drink, the right kind, the right time, gentle enough not to burden your bladder but targeted enough to activate your body's own natural sleep response. After 60, sleep is no longer automatic. Hormones change, the nervous system becomes more sensitive, sleep architecture shifts. But none of that means you have to accept waking at 2 in the morning and lying there unable to fall back under. 6 to 7 solid hours is still within reach. A clear mind and a light body when your alarm goes off is still possible. Quick recap: the 5 drinks. Warm almond milk, magnesium and tryptophan to physically relax your body. Chamomile tea, apigenin to silence a restless, spinning mind. Tart cherry juice, natural melatonin ready to use immediately. Golden milk, curcumin to lower cortisol, reduce stress, and protect your heart overnight. Gelatin or bone broth, glycine for deep, restorative sleep and full body recovery while you rest. You don't need all 5, just 1 small glass, the right kind, at the right time. The change can begin tonight. Which one will you try first? Drop your answer in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to finally find the peaceful, unbroken sleep they've been chasing for years. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now and tap the bell icon so you never miss a new video. We're here every week, walking alongside you toward the deep, truly restful sleep you deserve. I'm Cenat. Take care of your body. It's the only home you'll ever truly have.